Welcome, V. Welcome to the live stream. I am starting a bit early, but I thought, hey, why not? Man, it's already been a week. It felt like I just doing this yesterday. Oh man, if that's the way I'm going to do my intro, then this is going to be a fun stream. This is going to be a really fun stream. Oh man, and nice. We're going to get so many people in here. It's going to be swell. Let me just put the link into chat and no. I don't want to listen to my own voice. I do that far too often. Oh man, that's it sounds so wrong. Boom. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh man. So I didn't manage to finish up the last chapter. So yeah, that's some busy work week. But I did get it to the point where we'll experience Idol's Idol's oath ceremony together, and I thought that was much more important. You know. Also, I forgot that I had to voice Shining's parents. That was a fun thing to do. They, any relation to other ponies in the story, living or dead, is completely coincidental, and I take no responsibility for that. I guess we'll never know until the chapter goes up, but I'm glad everyone was able to join us. Shall we begin the opening ceremony? Alright, so here we go. Changelings, it seems, get drunk fast and sober faster. Changelings, it seems, get drunk fast and sober faster. This does not prevent hangovers, it only shortens the duration at the cost of intensity. Several pots of coffee made me functional, and I could not thank Topaz enough, even though I expected she had been up most of the night trying to determine exactly how much I had drunk. Even so, the pre-dawn light had never quite been so harsh, and the idea of looking towards the rising sun was unpleasant. All of us felt astonishingly awful, given the general queasiness and misery I felt for my left and my right. I imagined the sun was going to be torture. I was right. I was right. Intonations on these kinds of sentences are sometimes the worst. There's so many different ways I could take this. But anyway, I was right. I barely heard the words being said by the captain, knew them by heart, and repeated the oaths all the same. I looked up to the lancing rays of sunshine. This is gonna be a fun stream. I'm already sharing my words. I looked up into the lancing rays of sunlight to see Princess Celestia smiling down on us, with Princess Cadence by her side. Love and hope radiated from both of them, and I tried to use the emotion to press down the rising sense of illness from the others, and oddly, it seemed to work. The others stood straighter, a bit more pride in their stance, and Shining finally smiled. Satisfaction began to form in all of them. The last lines of the oath, our promise to obey the princesses, rang out, and with the four of us. The last lines of our The last lines of the oath, our promise to obey the princesses, rang out, with the four of us speaking the words with utmost confidence. Celestia nodded her approval to us, told us we all made her very proud, and she hoped we would continue to do so, and then left the stage with Cadence trailing. No sooner had they done so than our captain grinned and motioned towards the barracks. We marched stiffly to the barracks, where a trough of water and a large empty barrel sat. It would not be empty for long. Twilight Velvet was very wise. Our first actions as royal guards was to avoid. Twilight Velvet was very wise. Twilight Velvet was wise. Our first actions as royal guards was to avoid ourselves of the urge to be drunken revelers. Revelers. Oh. Revelers. Oh my gosh. Twilight Velvet was Twilight Velvet was wise. Our first actions as royal guards was to avoid ourselves of the urge to be drunken revelers in the most humbling way possible. And thankfully, out of the eyes of Princess Celestia, we maintained our pride, if only barely. All in all, not a bad start. All in all, not a bad start to our first day. Woo! Oh man, finally, he is officially a changeling of the guard. And with that, we move on to the next chapter. Woo! Okay. Man, only 2 people in chat. It's weird. Usually there's a lot more around this time. Yeah, well, we'll just continue without them, right? I need to... Whoop, nope, new. Perfect silence. And then save it as chapter 29. Keep it simple. Stupid. Why am I trying to spell? And boom. I hope this is chapter 29, or else I made a grievous error. Let's see. Changeling of the game. Alright, yep, it is chapter 29. Or should I say, chapter 29. Keep it simple, stupid. Chapter 29. Keep it simple, stupid. Ah, man. Is this the belly flop of justice? Oh no. Belly flop of justice happens later, I think? Ooh, I can't wait to get to that. I bring justice from above. Oh man, that part always has me cracking up. It's so good. You know, I had a theory about... I had a headcanon about... I had a thought show up in my head the other day about changelings. About how like, it kind of combines the idea of everyone thinks Idol is a golem, but also expands on it a lot more. What if, and this is a headcanon that I don't know what it relates to, what if changelings are actually like are actually just like highly functioning golems, and the only reason they follow Chrysalis so blindly is mainly just because she actually knows their true name, kind of deal, and so she can control one. But if someone else learns that true name, then that ownership transfers to them, and then those golems will listen to what they say. And I always find that very... And I was like thinking about this further. I'm like, ooh, that could be very interesting. Like, what if the hive mind is not so much a big mental hive? It's more like way for Chrysalis to see her creations and then like see what they're doing and like give them orders, like in order for just like a seppuku or something like that, like don't get captured by the enemy kind of deal. And yeah, that was just like, ooh, that could make a very good story. I'm not going to write it because I can't write. I can only read. Which is why I'm here. Because I can't write, but I can definitely read. But yeah, let me know what you think. Because I am very interested to see what you think about my rando idea that I had sometime last week. Because it would bring on a new character with certain changelings. And I'm fascinated to hear if this idea could be expanded further. Let me know. Also, you guys should really talk more. It's really hard to yell into the void forever. Trust me, I've done it for years. Freshly purged from the... Oh, crap. Freshly purged from the evils of potential alcoholism, we were propped up and given a few minutes to cleanse ourselves. From there, we received half a cup of coffee, all the orange juice we could safely handle, and a small piece of bark from one of the willow trees in the royal garden, which is also part of this tradition of the high and low crawl. The bark was bitter, unpleasant, and surprisingly effective at making us willing to continue living. Or perhaps it was some combination of all the aforementioned things. Regardless, there was a small breakfast to be had with our kith and kin, and it would not do to keep them waiting much longer. Besides, I could recall eating very little during our exploration of the various Canterlot pubs, and I, for one, was ravenous. I know. I get you. More talking about V. He's just lurking in the chat, not really doing much. And where's everyone else? Do I need to ping people again? I will ping people. And let's see. Why do we have a different thing for V? I'm curious. Why do we have a different thing for live streaming notification group and live streamers? I'm very curious because I've never saw that before. Yeah. Let's see. Shining Armor's parents were there, obviously, and Topaz was my own... Let's get rid of that because I'll be annoying later on. Shining Armor's parents were there, obviously, and Topaz was my only attendee. Cadence made herself seen from the ramparts, but her strange apartment... Cadence made... Why is there so many chords? They're all making so much noise. There we go. Cadence made herself seen from the ramparts, but her strange arrangement with Shining kept her from making a truly public appearance. Nonetheless, the love she sent the... Cadence made herself seen from the ramparts, but her strange arrangement with Shining kept her from making a truly public appearance. Nonetheless, the love she sent the way of the blue-maned unicorn was truly welcome perk, even if I was a... Nonetheless, the love she sent the way of the blue-maned unicorn was a truly welcome perk, even if I was amazed that none of the others had been smothered by the sheer breadth of it. Nonetheless, the love she sent the way of the blue-maned unicorn was a truly welcome perk, even if I was amazed that none of the others had been smothered by... Oh, what is this sentence? Hey, desk is here. Woo! Oh man, now we have a lot of people watching. Oh man, I was wondering why everyone was no talkie. Like what? You are all failing in your duties as watchers of the guard to make it so I cannot finish a single chapter. You succeeded last time, but will you succeed again? Who knows? Who knows? Probably, but we'll see about that. Nonetheless, the love she sent the way of the blue-maned unicorn was a truly welcome perk, even if I was amazed that none other had been smothered by the... why? Even if I was amazed that none other had been smothered in the sheer breadth of it. Even if I was amazed that none other had been smothered in the sheer breadth of it. So I qualify as a lot of people now. Good to know. Nice. Well, it's because we jumped from 2 people watching to like 6. And now we have 4. So it just keeps going up and down. Welcome, Lucas. We shall now refer to ourselves with the royal we. I heard my name again. V, you got to stop going AFK. If you don't want to be confused all the time, don't go AFK. Oh, man. But yes. Let's see how many people we can get in here tonight. Yes. Shining's parents apparently knew much of me and seemed approving in general. Shining made a strange statement about me being willing to jump off a bridge if ordered, and I corrected him that if it was just... Shining's parents apparently knew... Shining's parents apparently... V, no. V, why? Why would you do this? Oh my gosh. Shining's parents apparently knew much of me and seemed approving in general. Shining made a strange statement about me being willing to jump off a bridge if ordered, and I corrected him that if there was a just cause to jump off a bridge, any pony would. He argued that if I could find one, he'd join me. V, you're just going to be so confused this entire stream if you're going to keep going AFK. Why? What? As well as that fall for everything in general. I mean, that's a given, though. That's very much a given when we're talking about V here. Shining is ever a good friend and worthy soldier. Shining's mother took a picture of us as battle buddies. I think it's an old term. Topaz, to my surprise, was not entirely unknown to the other ponies. Her expertise with insects had made her a somewhat common alternative to traditional pest ponies among the Pals Gardener. Oh, is that a whole sentence? Why is this a whole sentence? What? There's no period. V, no. No, that is one sentence. I have to ding that for grammar reasons because I remember my English teacher constantly pounded into my head 3 to 5 sentences makes a paragraph, and that's 2 sentences. Ah. Oh, where was a contraction? Did I miss one? Oh, yes, there was a contraction. Another one for V. Oh, man. We're still not to the 10-year jump, so they're still valid. For now. I think it's an old term. Topaz, to my surprise, was not entirely unknown to the other ponies. Her expertise with insects had made her a somewhat common alternative to all... Her expertise with insects had made her a somewhat common alternative to traditional pest ponies amongst the palace gardeners. Very recently, she'd arranged for a combination of lacewings and dragonflies to be delivered to the garden. Oh man, this is not going to be a good... this is not going to be good for me. Very unknown to the other ponies. Her expertise with insects had made her a somewhat common alternative to traditional pest ponies. Her expertise with insects had made her a somewhat common alternative to traditional pest ponies amongst the palace gardeners. Take a breath. Very recently, she'd arranged for a combination of lacewing and dragonflies to be delivered to the garden and often provided support for one of Honeydew's best-behaved beehives, also located in the garden and routinely visited. Those she did not know, she introduced herself... Those she did not know, she introduced herself with aplomb that I found admirable. Still, I felt it appropriate to introduce her to my companions personally, and she took to Wispy rather well. Two contractions. We are not amused. Yes. Where's the... Yeah, there we go. And very recently... I think it's an old term. And very recently she'd arranged... Yeah, yeah. And is that another sentence with only one... Wait. I'll forgive the ones that are one sentence because they're dialogue. If they weren't dialogue, V, you'd be getting like 3 dings right now. Because that's bad. According to my English teacher, which probably may or may not be wrong, I hated English. So let's just bypass that. The only thing I excelled in English was reading, as you can tell by me reading in my free time. No. So, how did you know Idol? Oh, well, technically, I suppose Idol, there we go. Oh, well, technically, I suppose I'm his landlady. I'm not sure how much he's told you. Oh, well, technically, I suppose I'm his landlady. I'm not sure how much he's told you. She offered cautiously, getting a measure for the other Pegasus mare. Found wandering in the desert in Saddle Arabian border? No. Found wandering the desert in Saddle Arabian border? Found wandering the desert in Saddle Arabian border? Is what? Something's wrong with that sentence. Apparently Drake hated English too. Ew. But what is this sentence? Found wandering the desert in Saddle Arabian border. What? Am I having a stroke, or does that make sense to anyone else? Is that supposed to be found wandering the desert by the Saddle Arabian border? Is that what it's getting at? So I think that's another typo count right there. But but what is it supposed to be? Found wandering the desert in Saddle Arabian border. Yeah, but how did you meet him? How did you? Found wandering in the desert Found wandering the desert in the Saddle Arabian border. Yeah, but how did you meet him? Yeah. This is probably going to be the worst line of the entire. Found wandering in the desert in the Saddle Arabian. Found wandering the desert on the Saddle Arabian border. Okay, that makes sense. Found wandering the desert on the Saddle Arabian border. Yeah, but how did you meet him? Oh, well, I met him just this side of the Badlands, and, well, you know how it goes. He saved my life. He didn't have anywhere to go. She rolled her wings in a self-conscious shrug. Couldn't just leave him where he was. No memories of his past? Yeah, I get you. The stormy mare gave me an appraising look while Topaz cleared her throat. The stormy mare gave me an appraising look while Topaz cleared her throat and rubbed the side of her chin with a hoof. I felt a moment of inexplicable dread and was relieved when Bold ambled up. I am doing well, Demolition. It has been a very, very fun day. That has barely started, and because third shift is the best and the worst, which is why these are so late. I would definitely do them earlier if I was awake at that time. 1 to 6, woo! Spilling water all over my glasses. That's not a good thing to do. Especially when you're trying to read. I already have a hard enough time doing so anyway. But yes. Yeah, I'd be down for a hug. But yes, it is. It has been it has been such a fun day so far, and I can't believe I'm already halfway. And I can't believe I would make it to this part because I am officially halfway through the story, unless V Drake updates anytime soon, right, V? Unless V updates anytime soon, we are officially past the halfway point, and I will soon catch up with V, and I don't know what I will do after that because maybe go back to finishing up the story on the village called Respite. Because that's a story I haven't touched in a while. Ooh, I feel bad. I thought your D&D was before this at like 4. Like you were just getting out at 4. Or did it go long today? Ladies, Idle, how's it going? Who's your friend? Who's your friend? My name's John Marston. I'm Jim Milton. Okay, alright. Ladies, Idle, how's it going? Who's your friend? Bold Big Flink, this is Topaz Shower. She studies entomology. So you're in charge of designing those. Seems like they're either heavy and a pain to carry, or they're thin and don't keep out the rains and bugs at all. Man, I wish I didn't have work tomorrow. Actually, I don't have work tomorrow, so I guess that's fine. My audio adaptation of Shattered Skies. I mean, I would, except I can't find it anywhere on FimFiction. And I only look at stories on FimFiction. So you're in charge of designing those. Seem like they're either heavy and a pain to carry, or they're thin and don't keep out the rain or bugs at all. What? You study tense, right? Entomology, she enunciated carefully. The study of insects. She frowned, looked him up and down, and tilted her head, biting her lip in thought. Haven't we met before? You look familiar. I don't think so. Not too well known in Canterlot. No, I'm sure of it. Bouncer? She adjusted her glasses, peering up at him. Bold's good-natured snort. Bold's good-natured snort clearly proved that to be a good guess. Bold's good-natured snort clearly Accursed loopholes. Yes, very much so. Oh man. Yes, loopholes. Yes. That's why I'm going to be hitting all of let's see. Should I be getting a schedule together for what I'm going to record next? Should I get a schedule together? Seems odd. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know, that seems way too much work. First this, then respite, then maybe I'll do Small Pony book. Or maybe I'll get a head start on There's Something About Mary, if he ever decides to update that. Bold's good-natured snort clearly proved that to be a poor guess, but his voice seemed oddly tense. No, I won't. I'm slowly starting to slip into the golems fast. Hills and bolts are very close if you catch my drifts. Not too well known, Monk Carol. No, I don't think we've met. One of the night spots, maybe? I mean, there's the nightmares. No, I don't think so. Don't you know? I don't think so, don't you know? I love how Bold's accent is constantly shifting between Southern, Hick, and everything in between. And yes, there is a difference. And so Southern, Hick, something else that's beyond the laws of nature, and everything else. You alright? No, I don't think so. Maybe somewhere with more dancing? She stared. Bold's eyes grew wide. You are plus doing an Irish accent. I tried my best to do an Irish accent, but I don't think it works all that well, because I'm just very poor at Irish. I tend to slip more towards the southern end of the spectrum, although it's kind of weird for me to slip towards that, considering I live out west. And yet I don't have a western accent, so I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. Well, I got to be Irish. Oh, isn't this more Scottish? It's practically the same, right? Right, demo? Just across the border, right? Just across the pond. They all sound very similar, don't you know? I am just butchering like 15 different accents tonight. Oi, laddie, it'd be a trouble thing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I usually can do I usually can do a mean American accent, which is very simple because I am American. Although I can do a fairly passable Russian at some points in time. Like this was accent for what was his name? Name a pony in caravan. The guard train. It's been age. Roughshod. This is voice for Roughshod. Give me more vodka. I need to do more Russian accents. Water. Vodka. I mean, water. Definitely water. Definitely no vodka here. Only meat and water. Teacher. Oh no. Uh, rip every accent. You couldn't be more right, to be honest. This is a accent roulette at this point. Oh yeah. uh, I can't do very. I can't do very good. I can't do German. I'm not even going to touch German. I swear I'm not drunk. I know that is like the tagline of my videos, but I swear I'm not drunk. No, not still drunk. I'm not drunk at all. It's always been a thing. Everyone always thinks everyone thinks I'm always drunk, so I just kind of go along with it, to be honest. Oh, is that bold? Did I finally find bold accents all this time later? Oh, it's already shifting into something else. I have no idea what I'm doing now. Should we continue on before I offend any other accents? Can you offend an accent? I don't know. We'll see later. We'll see it later. Don't you know? Oh, I tried to do an English accent a few times. I tried to do an English accent from time to time, but it seems to shift more towards Irish or Scottish. Never figured out the terminology between the two, which is interesting because I watch a lot more British YouTubers than anything else. So you'd think their accents would rub off on me more often than not. But c'est la vie. But c'est la vie. We got to continue on with this train wreck of accents. I don't know, but you certainly did to someone. Oh man. Me doing a ludicrous amount of accents. It's always the best part. If only I do have mead, so I would have to leave though to get mead. Maybe for New Year's? No, not New Year. I did New Year's stream. That was a fun one. Check it out. Me and V were drunk the entire time. It was very fun. Maybe for April Fools. Maybe for April Fools we should do a drunken stream. I don't know. I could be pulling your leg. You never know. And anything is possible when you got people like me and V who are crazy enough to do pretty much anything. I don't know. V seems more sane between the two of us, but the point still stands. The point still stands. I'm definitely not drunk. I'm definitely not drunk. No. I'm not drunk. You're all sober. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not late. You're all early. April 1st is April Fool's Day. You must watch the apple on April Fool's Day. Is that a requirement? Is that a new rule that you're adding to your server as we speak? I don't know. You first must learn how to be a master before you can implement stuff like that. Alright, you have a good night, Gaggy. Gaggy? Gigi? Otter? Let's go with Otter. Have a good night, Otter. I keep on forgetting how to pronounce your name. Good night, Otter. We'll see you when you see it. Hopefully next stream. But yeah. But yes, I hope you had a fun time. Let's see. Bold's eyes grew wide. You are a tough. Her own eyes darted to myself and wispy. Top Hat's waiter, that fancy bar, the one that shut down a year or two back. The relief in Bold's eyes made me think that Topaz might be lying. How very unlike her. Here, Wispy's interest piqued. You worked in a bar? We make it a rule of proclamation. A royal proclamation. It's a rule on every server. I don't know. I don't see it in the rules list that V has posted. Let me check again just to be safe. No, last rule update was no on-game spoilers. Let's see if there's any other ones. Except when it isn't. Let's see. In the event that it isn't, see rule number 1. Sultan is nerd. For now, the rules are going to be simple. No Apple Day. No April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day wasn't even a thing last year. Now, V, don't you dare do this as well. Don't you dare. We got to... wait, we could drink mead on April Fool's Day, and it ties in because cider. We'll have to forego mead and just drink cider for April Fool's Day. It fits, right? And we'll stream probably this, not the apple. All hail the new king. Yes. Wait, isn't the new king idle? Are we ever going to figure out what that fire alicorn was? Is it ever going to be brought up again in the story? I am genuinely curious. Like, we see fire idol for a brief moment, like a sentence, like only a sentence, and then suddenly poof, he's never mentioned again for 5 years? How long has this story been going? It's been a while. Cider, my guy. Absolutely. It's got to be cider. Although, mead is much better. I've never tried cider. I'll have to. Ooh. Now, there's a thought right there. I had a thought. I'm not going to share that thought with you, but I had a thought, and it was very interesting. More water. I mean, no, I had it right the first time. Delicious water. It was a club, not a bar, he stated stoutly. That wasn't precisely a lie, I thought, but Topaz nodded quickly as if to affirm the inaccuracy. Wasn't a bartender, just part of the waitstaff. Wasn't a bartender, just part of the waitstaff. Right, like I said, fancy. They wore little bow ties. Here, Bold glared at her. That sounds kind of adorable, Wispy admitted. Place sounds fun. Fun. Idle becomes fire idle every time Nymph sassies him. Oh, man. And let me guess, Topaz, every time those two get at it, she T-poses for dominance. Like, stop it, this is still my house. That sounds kind of adorable, Wispy admitted. Place sounds fun. She looked up at Bold, a hint of a grin appearing on her face. I tried to imagine Bold in a tie and found myself quite incapable. That was probably for the best, I decided. It did not need that sort of trauma. I did not need that sort of trauma. And I'm actually saving this time, which is better than last time. Oh god, why does that seem so true? Topaz posts. Oh, we need art of that so bad. We need Nymph and Idol hiding in a corner while Topaz T-poses. Idol attempts to do it, but then is quickly subdued by Topaz's much more impressive T-pose. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I hit it up every so often. Too bad it closed. She cleared her throat, and my concern at her dishonesty morphed into one over whatever was wrong with her respiratory system. Perhaps she could explain the purpose of cough drops. That just makes so many more questions. What did Idol think the purpose of cough drops were for? A pair of stallions ambled out of the crowd. A pair of stallions ambled out of the crowd, and I was stunned at their similarities to... I did not need them. Did I not record any of that? The purpose of cough drops. I did not record any of that. Good thing I was bad at doing stuff, or else that would have been bad. Do I make sense all the time? Why? Why are you asking such an obvious question? Of course I never make sense. A pair of stallions ambled out of the crowd, and I was stunned at their similarities to Bold. Topad, yeah. I am between dying of laughter and pain in my chest from the lack of air. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. It's been a very fun stream so far, and we still got another hour. Got an hour and hour 15 to go. A pair of stallions ambled out of the crowd, and I was stunned at their similarities to Bold. Topaz clearly was as well, because her mouth fell. Will Equinox ever find the way out of this sentence? Tune in right now as we try and figure it out. A pair of stallions ambled out of the crowd, and I was stunned at their similarities to Bold. Topaz clearly was as well, because her mouth fell open. Bold Big Flank, one called, obviously delighted. The most noticeable... Going to peek out my mic doing this. Some random griffin sees and turns to stone. Oh man. Bold Big Flank. Oh, I love doing this. Bold Big Flank, the one called, obviously delighted. The most noticeable difference, I decided, was that this one had a blonde mane of length and luster that I doubted any changeling could replicate properly. You are looking well, Frame. I did. Oh, man. Bo Bigflip. I originally wanted to go for a Wilbur kind of deal, but it's not going to really stick. You are looking well, friend, he announced, clapping a hoof to his shoulder before He announced, clapping a hoof to his shoulder before hauling Bold into a firm embrace. The Big Flank slowly consumes the world. Okay, these two have very specific voices in mind. Oh, now you're telling me, huh? And are these also part of another reference? Because I don't see any because the only one that I can think of right now is to the Armstrongs. And if they are the Armstrongs, then congratulations, you hit that really well for me. I love that series. If they're not, then I have no idea what you're referencing here. the the is the bolt flank has been passed down through my family for generations. Are you going to tell me, V, what these specific voices are? Or are you going to leave me hanging? Ah, he sent me a DM. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. I love it. Hold on, I need to record everything I just did. Oh, that's too good. I need to re-record all of this. There we go. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? Her mouth fell open. There we go. We're back at where we started. No, I am not. How many times do I have to? How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not drunk. You're just all sober, which I don't know which is better. I like drunk being better though. No, I'm not drunk. I'm definitely not drunk. I see where you're coming. Oh, don't worry, Demo. You're going to be hearing it in just a moment. Oh. Let's see if I can do this voice justice. I can't even do the thing he's most famous for doing. Oh my gosh. And oh gosh, it's so hot. This recording closet is always so. I need to get like an AC in here. Oh my gosh, it's only going to get worse, to be honest. We'll see if we can do the voices first. Yeah. I'm high on painkillers and antidepressants, yet I think he's anything but drunk. You're right, I'm not drunk. I'm crazy. There's a distinct difference there, but only slight. But very only slight differences. Very slight. More vodka. Ah, it's good vodka. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. The one. I'm planning on it, V. I'm planning on it. I just can't match his accent. I was never good at that impersonation. I can do the other one just fine, but not the first one. So I gotta make this one. Oh man, I got. Oh wait, which one's which? You gotta tell me which one's which. I am not gonna mess this one up. This is too good. Is the second one first, or is the first one second? Please tell me. I need to know. Or just make it up as I go along, like I do a lot of things. You're making it seem like I should do it as I go along because you are taking a while to answer. Maybe you're trapped in the middle of a D&D game. That's on you. And I'm glad I'm recording this, or else I would have completely missed out on this, and whatnot. But yes, is the second one first, or is the first one second? Let me know, because the whole book hangs in the balance. Oh, he was typing, and he's not anymore. V, I'm calling you out. Calling you out for for having it like this. I'm only 5 minutes into the chapter, and it's been an hour. Yes, okay. I figured. I'm going to make the first one Russian, okay? Is going to be my best attempt at the first one, because I was never really good at that accent. Let's see how well it goes. Alright. Alrighty then. Oh, man. Alright. There we go. Oh, man. Let's do this thing. No, don't make him the Russian one. I can actually do a good one of those. I can't do a good one of the first one. Don't make him Russian, no! Please, no! The very impressive should be this first. I can't do the first one. I can, the second one's doable if I don't make him Russian. No, you're making this very hard. Especially since I've only heard people making fun of the second one. Okay, I will try my best to do that voice. They're all very confused because we're just talking in DMs right now. Oh, man. Yes, okay, I shall do my best. I shall do best to alleviate anything like this. Oh my gosh. Forgive me, anyone that knows how to do these accents, for V Drake has sinned by making me do these accents. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. It's so hot. I need to get, like, a vent in here. Dag, comrade. Okay. Oh, here goes. Oh, here goes everything. Bold big flag. Sorry, I can't do Sorry, I don't know how he sounds. I need... Yes. I only know how to do the snobbish. Sorry, I only know how to do Hans and Franz. Oh, man. If that sounds anywhere close to Fabio, let me know. I know the curiosity is killing you. And it's killing me because I don't think I can do these accents. Because no one's ever asked me to do these impressions before. Let's see. I think we have broken him. No, I am unbreakable. I just need to look up something real quick, and I will keep you posted on what is happening. Shall we? That's an actual thing. I can't get a reference for him. Oh, no. Oh, crap. Why did you send me a paragraph? Hold on. I need to read this real quick. As, okay. Okay, you're... Alright, so... Alright, he just sent me a snippet of the story telling me where best my accent would be to go. So, let's do this thing. Oh, man. This is going to be a train wreck. I can already tell this is going to be a train wreck. And he's... I'll try and do utter ham on that one line. No promises, though. There, I split them up for you. Oh, man. I love how all you're just, like, so intense on seeing me at seeing what this secret is. So let's do this. Oh man. Hold on, I need to practice a little bit. I'm going to mute the mic for a second. Practice it. Get just perfect, and then I'll come right back. Hold on. Oh yeah, bold big flank. Oh, I didn't mute my mic. Oh man. Bold big flank. I can't. It's too ridiculous. Bold big flank. The one called, obviously delighted. The most noticeable. The one called, obviously delighted. The one called, obviously delighted. The most notable difference. The one called, obviously delighted. The most noticeable difference, I decided, was that this one had a blonde mane of length and luster that I doubted any changeling could replicate properly. You are looking absolutely well, You are looking well, my friend, he announced, clapping a hoof to her shoulders before hauling. He announced, clapping a hoof to his shoulder before hauling. He announced, clapping a hoof to his shoulder before hauling Bold into a firm embrace. I can't tell what's worse, the fact that we broke our storyteller, or the fact his accent sounds like what we picture this character. Oh yes, Hans and Franz. Bold almost looked startled. Bold looked almost as startled as Topaz, truthfully. And is that hard place? Is that rock? Hard place? The Tartars are you two doing here? I wasn't sure which of the two by went. Is that rock? Hard place? The Tartars are you two doing here? Is that rock? Hard place? The Tartars are the two of you doing here? I wasn't sure which of the two went by which name. Truthfully, I doubt anyone present could. They seemed equally suited to either. Sounds like Idol is stuck in between a rock and a hard place. I know, low-hanging fruit, but it's just too good. Ah, we heard you are joining God and wanted to show our support. The others, they could not make it, but we are chipped in and got you a little something to remind you of your roots. And you showed them how a uniform really looks. Oh man, I think I slipped completely from Hans. Oh yeah. Inhales all the vodka. Yep. Ah, we heard you were joining the guard and wanted to show our support. The others, they could not make it, but we all chipped in, got you a little something to remind you of your roots, and you can show them how a uniform really looks. There we go. I like that one a lot better. Yeah. The second one, darker haired and a bit stouter, dug into a saddlebag and produced a long, thin box. How was that, V? I can't believe it's not Big Flank. Boys, that better not be a watch. You can't. When the box opened, it looked to be a small gold ribbon on white fabric. I had to admit, it would match our armor magnificently, but hardly uniform. Oh, guys, you know these are only for... Oh, guys, he's going to be German now, too. Oh, demo. Yes, I will definitely do this once I'm done dying. Hold on. Oh, guys. Oh gosh. Oh, guys. Oh, guys. These are only for the ones who... You completely action shift as soon as V tells me what's going on. Oh, guys, these were only for the ones who... I'm stuck in Hans. I can't get out of Hans mode. Oh, guys, these were only for the ones who... Oh, no. Oh, guys, these were only... I can't get out of Hans mode. Oh, guys. Good. Oh, guys, these were... Oh, guys, but these were only for the ones who... Oh, man. So... we broke him, yeah. Oh, and here's your wish demo. Oh yeah, you so sexy. Oh, that was so bad. It's so bad. Oh yeah. This is my voice now. Prepare for hunt perfection. Oh yeah. The accent counter needs no updates. I didn't record any mis-accenting. That's the only thing that counts towards the accent. It's only when I'm recording accents when they don't match. Not when they're actually a thing. Actually, no, I did record a couple accents that were wrong, so... Let's just give me 2. That's fair enough, yes. If there was a way for you guys to control the counters, that would be wonderful. and now let's see if I can do other accent. Oh no. Hold on. I need reference material. Here we go. And this one is for you. You make us proud. Let's hope. is... Get to the chopper. And this one is for you. You make us proud. He went France. He started going straight towards France. I know it'd be a fantastic idea. Get to the god. I told you I can't do an Arnold accent. I can't even... Kelly. The other Stallion grunted. It is very impressive. I think that's just the accent that I used for Roughshod. He's very impressive. He's Russian again. Arnold Pony is Russian. Oh man, this is a train wreck, and I love it. Oh, I'm dying. Other sound. He's very impressive. You told. He's very impressive. Man, he is just... He must give this man a medal. Yes, I finally get a medal. He's very impressive. He looked at the rest of us, then smiled. But you are not the only one from the old days, Miss Showers. It is good to see you. Just liked his intention to his arse. But you're not the only one. This is everything I thought this was going to turn out to be. California. But you are not the only one from the old days. Miss Showers, it is good to see you. This one did not enunciate well. I disliked his inattention to his R's. This one didn't enunciate well. I disliked his This one didn't enunciate well. I disliked his inattention to his... He's very impressive. Very. He's very impressive. Very impressive. Very impressive. Yep, I did do the R thing. This one didn't enunciate well. This one didn't enunciate well. I disliked his inattention to his R's. Topaz let out a little squeak. Her respiratory issues would need immediate attention, I decided. I'm only 6.5 minutes in, guys. I turned to face her. Topaz, are you doing well? And then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a wispy... Oh, also. No, not there. Another typo for V because he put in a contraction, right? Yeah. There we go. Boom. Contraction. Yeah, typo. Are you doing well? And then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Wispy's Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Wispy's gleaming grin as the golden mare turned to meet me head-on, right before Wispy's flank caught hers, and Topaz's snout was pushed into mine. Also, another typo, you didn't put a possessive noun. Woo! Nope. Is it not working? No. There we go. No, you cannot take away metal. It is my metal. It's is very impressive. That is the sound of a dying man. Why are you taking away my middle demo? I did good job on accents. I even did other things with accents. No, I did it again. No, stop it. How did I do this last time? No, stop the scroll of doom. I can't stop it. Oh my gosh! Oh, it stopped. I thought I did that last time and it didn't work. Oh, I hate the scroll of doom. I hate it so much. The flow of emotions began immediately, and more intensely than any I had ever felt outside of Cadence. It was too much. The flow of emotions began immediately, and more intensely than any I had ever felt outside of Cadence. It was too much. One moment inscrutable. The next there was confusion and fear, and then was gone in an instant. And then was gone. And there was gone in an instant. Topaz taking a shocked step back, her cheeks now red as apples. Topaz, I tried to form words. Order, had I done it again? I'll be right back, she managed, fleeing to the buffet. I tried to process what I'd managed. The quantity of emotion transferred had not been great. It had, however, been faster than I had expected anything to be, and had been direct. Also, 2 typos right there. 2 contractions in the same thing. A boom, boom, bow. Yes, I hope Hans and Franz comes back to play sometimes later. Where did Hans and Franz go? We need more Hans and Franz in here. This is just... Oh, man. Oh, man. I do agree. You need to take the time to record all the accents for your. I have the accents for all my characters, just not ones I don't use that often. That's the thing. My accents are the best. Also, I don't know what sentence I would have them use. Maybe as the quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog or something like that. A quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog. I think this is the exact accent I used. No, I think I used something like this accent for Roughshod. His was a very early on accent, and I did not have much in the way of accents at that time. Also, the mayor. The mayor was a very fun. The mayor was very fun to voice, although she's now sounding more Irish than anything else, and I do intend to keep it that way. The anger I currently felt, I decided, was wholly my own. The anger I currently felt, I decided, was wholly my own. That seems wrong, but it's probably right. What? I need to look that up because that is. That's also the title of a movie. No, that is actually how you spell it. Oh my gosh, that doesn't even look like a word. Doesn't look like a word. I know I'm saying it. I'm saying it right. I'm just saying it looks like it's wrong. uh, I know. I I understand where it's coming from. I completely understand that what holy my own means. It just looks like it's spelled wrong. It's more of a spelling thing than a grammar thing. And I had to double check because that did not look like a word. Did not look like how you would spell that word. Like, I don't know, I thought English would at least throw an A or an E in there just to because it could. Because let's be honest, there's no rhyme or reason to how English works. I get to see so much drunken knowledge. Exactly. That is why I do these, for the drunken knowledge. Also, you'll learn a lot of words with V here because he uses 10-bit words. Not even 5-bit words. He uses 10-bit words. Like every chance he gets. Wispy. Hold on. That's the thing is that you can't really when you're doing so many different voices, you can't change the tone of voice too often, or else you'll skip over into other character voices. Wispy. The mayor shook her head. I set you up and that's all you give us? That's a 5, hooves. Five. What? Just what? Don't worry, neither am I. That's why I look up most things. As V can attest, a lot of times I have to look up words because he just throws something in there that I have no idea what is problem with. Oh, he sent me another thing. Top 10 celeb impressions by Genie. Okay, I'll have to watch that later. That's great. What? What? Is how I normally say that. But what? What is going on? Oh, right. Five. What? My anger was deflating into confusion, which I wasn't so certain belonged to me. Also, another typo. Got another contraction. Woo! I love contractions. Easiest way to up that typo counter. We're almost breaking double digits, guys. Yeah! Bold took a protective step closer. Come on, Wisp. That's at least a 7. Looks like she was struck by lightning. Come on, Wisp. That's at least a 7. Looks like she was struck by lightning. 6, maybe. 7 absolute tops. She's a Pegasus. Anything higher than a 7 would have caused localized weather effects. 6, maybe. 7 absolute tops. She's a Pegasus. Anything higher than a 7 would cause localized weather effects. What in... Hold on. I need to yell in Vital's voice. No, not Dublay's. No, you're supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to be on the narrator's side, not these. That's the way these things go. Is I torment thee, he torments me with more words, and then it's a never-ending cycle. And he added another, and V added another rule. Oh wait, hold on. BHS is a liar and says April Fool's Day is April 1st. It is in fact April 1st. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What? Wait. What are you saying there? I do not know what you are talking about. So she's a Pegasus, so she's only a 7. Oh my gosh, Cobb. Oh my gosh. I love it. I pay you with attention too. I'm reading every comment you're making. Maybe 7 absolute tops. She's a Pegasus. Anything higher than a 7 would cause localized weather effects. Okay, here we go. What in order are you two talking about? That's slipping into Shinings, but... well, it's slipping into Shinings, but not quite Shinings yet. It's really hard to do a loud voice with this. Laughter of a broken man. Wispy is saying that if he kissed her good enough, she would be rated above a 7. Not good enough. April 1st. Topaz would have spontaneously created lightning. Well, good thing Idle is a good ground conductor. What? Idle is just very confused at this prospect that is happening right in front of him. What in order are you two talking about? What in order are you two talking about? Wispy shrugged. Not a great kiss, Heidi. I kind of expected better from you. But better? Why in the Queen's name would she... Oh, wait, hold on. But better? Why in the Queen's name would she expect that? Why in the Queen's name would she expect that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got a cloud with your name in it. Oh, yeah. She's got a cloud with your name in it. I can tell. Honestly, how can't you? You're usually better at reading ponies. What should I do? What should I do? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got a cloud. Oh yeah, she's got a... Oh yeah, she's got a cloud with your name in it. I can tell. Honestly, how can't you? You're usually better at reading ponies. What is that even supposed to mean? What does that even mean? Idle. It's great. Oh, yeah. What does that even mean? I burst, throwing my hooves in the air. Topaz owned no clouds. Colts, I never seen you this flustered. You really like her, don't you? I glared at both of them. No, Topaz deserves better than that. I stormed off, intent on joining her, regardless of understanding what was going on. Confusion wafted from both of them, and I did not care. I was still trying to process the rest of the stolen emotions as I went to join Topaz at the food. She was currently stacking strawberries on a plate, and I noted that odd little detail for further consideration. Lamely, I began. I am... I am drunk, right? I found the meat, Topaz, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. A 10 might be princess worthy. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Oh. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Ah, I love this chat. It's so great. uh. I am so sorry. So sorry. Topaz finished. Look. Topaz finished. Look, I don't know what happened. I wasn't thinking. I guess I tripped. I sorry. It hasn't been. It's been a while. Look, I don't know what's happening. I wasn't thinking. I guess I tripped. I'm sorry. It's been a while. Hey, oh god, he found the king's meat. Run for your lives. Now that is one happy bug. Look, I don't know what's happening. I wasn't thinking. I guess I tripped. Sorry, it's been a while. Been a while for what? No, that does not matter. Been a while for what? No, that doesn't matter. Been a while for what? No, that does not matter. Are you well? I did not mean to take from you. I looked around, hoping nobody was paying us too much attention. Wispy and Bold were, but they were far enough away that I doubted it mattered. What? No, I'm fine. You looked like though you were going to be sick. What? No, I'm fine. You looked as though you were going to be sick. I had been distracted. All I knew that I was draining you, and I tried to recall the order of events precisely. Had the flow cut off and then she stepped away, or had she stepped away and thus the flow was cut off? My attention had only been on the sensation. I could not recall. I just realized there were two people. Yeah, comma, where have you been? Welcome to the party, pal. Well, I think I'm fine. She sounded uncertain. How do I know if I'm not? I don't think you would care. Also another contraction. Woo! Double digits, baby! It's been a while since we've gone above 10. It's been a while. I bet after the stream he clean the king's liquor cabinet would be locked up tightly. Ah, you would think that. But then again, no plant survives contact with enemy, especially a bug. I admitted, slowly considering. How does one recognize that one no longer has emotion? You likely wouldn't have left. You likely would not have left. Woo! 11! Oh, man. Yes, we're going to keep these typos rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep these typos rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Ride. Ooh, half hour left. Can I finish this chapter in a half hour? Let us see. This conundrum that I might be having. Get out of here, water bottle. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Now I am down to my last cup of water. Yes, my... Nope, yep, yeah, water's fine. Water is just fine. Oh, well, it doesn't matter what I thought. She raised a hoof to her muzzle, and I found myself watching her mouth. Odd. Inappropriate, I decided. Oh, well, it doesn't matter what I thought. She raised a hoof to her muzzle, and I found myself... Oh, well, There we go. That's gone now. She raised a hoof to her muzzle, and I found myself watching her mouth. She raised a hoof to her muzzle, and I found myself watching her mouth. Odd. Ah, just leave that there. Odd. Odd. Inappropriate, I decided. I mean, it's just been a while. Yeah, been a while. She gave a little laugh. I think I need to start dating again. Dating, the pony means of finding a mate. I found I did not like it. It was, however, the benefit to Equestria, of benefit to Topaz. Perhaps that would be wise. I agreed, a strange clench to my jaw. She seemed to look at me for a long time. Yeah. She clears her throat and drains one of the cups. Anyway, how does it feel, being a guard finally? Sobering, I stated as she pulled a face. Truthfully, it is somewhat amazing that I am to be entrusted with the defense of the realm. Part of it, she quickly corrected. You're only responsible for your part in it. Take too much responsibility and you'll burn out. I mean, you're not one of the ponies whose calling is to be a soldier. Oh, man. Hold on. Oh, man, I've missed so much of the chat. You get the shovel and I'll get the garbage bags. If he hits 12, then we'll deal with it. Thanks. I'm going to start streaming movies on the Discord every Saturday. Time is being worked on, but want to start making a list of sorts? Kill he hit 12. Oh, wait, what? Oh, 12 typos. Yes. Oh, 12 typos. Oh, man, this is great. I love it. Is to be a soldier. Part of it, she quickly corrected. You're only responsible for the... Part of it, she corrected. She quickly corrected. She quickly corrected. You're only responsible for your part in it. Take too much responsibility and you'll burn out. I mean, you're not one of the ponies whose calling is to be a soldier. That was true enough. Less than 1 in 1,000 ponies apparently... That was true enough. Less than That was true enough. Less than 1 in 1,000 apparently had marks with direct combat applications, but that was the case unless ponies were at war, according to military history lectures. According to the... That was true enough. Less than 1 in 1,000 apparently had marks with direct combat applications. That was true enough. Less than 1 in 1,000 apparently had marks with direct combat applications, but that was the case unless ponies were at war. That was true enough. Less than 1 in 1,000 apparently had marks with direct combat applications, but that was the case unless the ponies were at war, according to military history lectures. According to military history lectures. According to military history lectures. I will take as much responsibility as I am ordered to. And I'll order you to take it easy from time to time. So, did your other friend make it? I did not realize I think that's a typo. I do not realize I was allowed. I did not realize I was. Yeah, did sounds better there. Yeah. Don't ask me what that was. You need an Irish griffin just to force feed you booze. No, I drink enough booze. Let's be honest, Rio. Let's be honest here. I drink enough. Yes. No? Possibly. We'll see. I did not realize I was offered to offer multiple invitations, or that I could invite Honeydew. She's traveling to Ponyville to try selling the Apple family a hive anyway. Not enough to be frank. You shush. You shush right there. She's traveling to Ponyville to try selling the apples a hive or two anyways. But you know the apples. Everything has to happen naturally. But that's not who I meant. Shining is already here. No, Idol, your other friend. I considered blankly. Oh, hey you, as I said. I did not think to offer the invitations to others. Maybe once they let you out, we can meet him. Celebrate a bit of on. Maybe once they let you out, we can meet him. Celebrate a bit on our own terms. Topaz's ploy was obvious, but I could not help but be amused by it, and my relief at her well-being was such that I could not deny her nothing. Not deny her nothing. Yes, double negatives. Topaz's ploy was obvious, but I could not help but be amused by it, and my relief at her well-being was such that I could not deny her any... Topaz's ploy was obvious, but I could not help but be amused by it, and my relief at her well-being was such that I could not... These sentences, there's nothing wrong with them, and I'm still tripping up over them. Topaz's ploy was obvious, but I could not help but be amused by it, and my relief at her well-being was such that I could deny her nothing. And my relief at her well-being was such that I could deny her nothing. And my relief at her well-being was such that I could deny her nothing. I believe we could make the time. I believe we can make the time. I cannot say why her trotting in place pleased me so. I cannot say why her trotting in place pleased me so. So? I cannot say why her trotting in place pleased me so. Did Celestia just prance? Hey You was gone. At first, I was confused. Surely the front desk was misinformed, but upon inspection of the room, I found it to be At first, I was confused. Surely the front desk was misinformed, but upon inspection of their room, I found it to be so. No, stop recording. At first, I was... Nope. Hey You was gone. At first, I was confused. Surely the front desk was misinformed, but upon inspection of their room, I found it to be so. In the meantime, Topaz had accepted what Hey You had... In the meantime, Topaz had accepted what Hey You had left behind from the rather confused... Whew. In the meantime, Topaz had accepted what Hey You had left behind for the rather... Oh, gosh. In the meantime, Topaz had accepted what Hey You had left behind for the rather confused hotel... In the meantime, Topaz had accepted what Hey You had left behind from the rather confused hotel staff. Why is this so hard? Oh my goodness, why? In the meantime, Topaz had accepted. In the meantime, Topaz had... In the meantime, Topaz had... Oh, this is strange. Why? No. Why? Why is it like this? In the meantime, Topaz had accepted what Hey You had left behind the rather hotel staff. It's hard because you're drunk. I'm not drunk. We're all drunk. If I'm drunk, we're all drunk. Let's be honest. In the meantime, Topaz had accepted what Hey You had left behind from the rather confused hotel staff, an envelope and all of the crystals the Queen had given to me. Within the envelope was a section of the previous day's Help Wanted ads, and, unfortunately, most of them crossed off. Hey You had been busy. Of those left, I noticed that all of them were under the subheading, Out of Town. One was marked in red. One was marked in red. Help wanted. Need hooves bumper crop. Assist required winter. Help wanted. Need hooves bumper crop assist. How am I supposed to read this? Did you ever think about that? Help wanted. Need hooves bumper crop assist. Required winter. All welcome. First 12 willing to... Help wanted. Need hooves. Bumper crop assist. Required winter. All welcome. First 12 plus working next hour. Help wanted. Need hooves. Bumper crop assist. Required winter. Oh, man. Oh, wait. I'll do it. Tuesday. Help wanted. Need hooves. Bumper crop assist. Required winter. All welcome. First 12 plus working next harvest. Help wanted. Need hooves. Bumper crop assist. Required winter. All welcome. First 12 plus willing work next harvest. We'll have bed and board provided. Contact CJ at Dodge Junction. Well, hello, my fine and my fine and dandy fans, and welcome to the live stream. Oh man, that'd be a terrible radio now. Even though I do have the thing to make it so. Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Can I do a quick thing? It's just effect. Is a manage factor. Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. Yes, that is exactly how I sat, stunned at the implication. Heiyu was gone, and, unless Topaz was horrifically mistaken, by train. There was no other explanation. No farewells, no wishing of luck. Those... I sat, stunned at the implication. Heiyu was gone, and, unless Topaz was horrifically mistaken, by train. There was no other explanation. No farewells, no wishing of luck. These were pony traditions, true. But the logic still felt hollow. I had failed my fellow changeling, and I... But the logic still felt hollow. I had failed my fellow changeling, and they had left the city with no more than that, and I had even managed to disappoint Topaz, even if she gave no outward sign. I truly hoped Heiyu would find their way in Equestria. Perhaps I had been too focused on my own. I wondered if they would even know... I truly hoped Heiyu would find their way in Equestria. Perhaps I had been too focused on my own? I wondered if they would even retain some of the... I truly hoped Heiyu... Heiyu... Hey! What? I truly hoped Heiyu would find their way in Equestria. Perhaps I had been too focused on my own. I wondered if they would even retain the name. I truly hoped Heiyu would find their way in Equestria. Perhaps I had been too focused on my own. I wondered if they would even retain the name or form I knew them by. Impossible to know, impossible to find out, short of traveling to this Dodge Junction, and now I had other responsibilities. I could not simply leave them. Dereliction of duties was one of the most dishonorable things a guard could do. Dereliction of duties was one of the most dishonorable things a guard could do, and I couldn't, even if I truly wanted to. I was lost in the quagmire of my thoughts until we returned home. It had been a thoroughly intense day, I decided. Intense, confusing, and tiring. I would do better, I decided. I would not fail another of my kind again. I climbed in my cocoon restlessly. That night, I rubbed my nose where Topaz's own had made contact. It settled me somewhat, but troubled me in new ways. Still, the memory was an oddly pleasant one, and through its Still, the memory was an oddly pleasant one, and through its soothing, I fell into a slumber. Still, the memory was an oddly pleasant one, and through its soothing, I fell into a slumber to await the dawn of a changed day. Still, the memory was an oddly pleasant one, and through its soothing, I fell into a slumber to await the dawn of a changed day. Woo! Okay. I have finished. I have finito this chapter. You all fail at keeping me from finishing chapter. So, Topaz Shower. New art. Yay! This was a really intense day, let's be honest. Oh, how have I never seen this before? Oh my gosh! This is beautiful! I love it. Hold on, can I show you guys? No. I can just make idle pop in and out. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ba da ba da da ba da ba. Ba da 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 ba. Bow ba da ba bow. Bow. Ba da 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 da. Tequila. Okay. Oh, that's some beautiful topaz art. I'm gonna post this into the Discord because that is beautiful. Why haven't we seen this before, V? Do I just not pay enough attention? And post. Will it post? There we go. There we go. That's good. That's a good art. That's a good art piece, boys. I still have 10 minutes left. I don't know how to handle this. Usually I'm done by now. So this is very confusing. You see idle. You spin. Oh, no. Cancel. You spin me right around, like a record, baby, round. I wonder if you get dizzy from that. Oh man, that was really fun. And the chapter is 13 minutes and 30 seconds long, which, to be honest, is like fairly average as far as chapters are aware, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's very entertaining, very entertaining. And so, generate done. Yes. Cancel. Yeah, I'm not drunk. Like I say, you're all drunk. You're all drunk with me. We're all in this together. If women don't find me handsome, they can at least find me handy. Oh, man. Anyone remember that show? That was a great show. I feel old by saying, does anyone remember that show? Oh, man. But still, lots of fun. Lots of fun to be had. I'm not drunk, lad. I'm not a drunk lad. You're all a drunk lad. You're all sodden drunk, is what you are. All sodden drunk. And you do that thing and do a few special things. And this is how I now edit, because I am lazy and it takes way too long to do all this by hand. Oh, man. And I can actually just, like, do this while I'm still chatting with you. Can even get the next one prepared, although I'm preparing not next times, but like a couple weeks ahead. I'm never preparing a few weeks ahead because I'm always so busy. Anyway, hold on. There we go. But yeah, found this cool trick. It allows me to do it way faster, and I like it. I like it a lot. And remember how it would take me ages to get a chapter down? Well, now I can do it nearly instantly. But yeah, well, I might end the stream a little bit early, to be honest. It's technically not that early, not even 10 minutes. But, I don't know, should the show go on or should I... I know the saying is show must go on, but in all honesty, I think the show has ended, at least for the right now. And who knows? Although don't be too sad, because we'll see each other again next week. next week with a whole new chapter, and it's Chapter 30, abridged version, where we see the belly flop of justice. I love that title. The abridged version. Okay. Well, anywho, I probably should get something to eat. Haven't eaten yet all day, so that's probably something I should be doing eventually. Maybe not. It's possible. So anyway, I shall see you all next week. Yeah, well, I'll see you all next week. I hope I see you all next week. But even then, I'll see you later. Bye.